Dark Diva, and welcome to another video from the Dark Diva Rules. Today we're going to do something, we're going to be talking about something I haven't really talked about a lot lately when we've been doing our tastings and what you should stock on your holiday bar. I left out one particular liquor, which most people don't think of, specifically for the holidays. It's a little more differentiated in its popularity. It's generally not as widely loved as some of the others that we've talked about, but it happens to be one of my favorites, and I thought, well, that's a good time to do it. So if I say Feliz Navidad, maybe that'll give you a hint. Yes, we're talking about tequila. I love tequila. I got into it a number of years back. Not when I'm talking about the stuff you have in college, you know, the cheap stuff that, it goes down and right back up very soon thereafter. No, thank you. That's the cheap stuff, like Olay, Montezuma, stuff in that category. That's the stuff, that stuff will kill you. It's very cheap, and there's a reason. You stay away from that. Respect yourself, okay? Now, we're going to talk some stuff that people are going to say, well, you know, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, okay, but I do have a baseline. I have some standards. I have some self-respect for alcohol and what I will drink. Admittedly, depending on my budget, it gets kind of low sometimes, but there we go. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. What I have is I have 5 tequilas here. These are tequilas that I have either added or have stocked in my laboratory. They're all Blanco. I prefer silver tequilas. That's just my own personal preference. There's also reposadas and añejos, which have to do with aging and the cask that they're aged in impart certain qualities to the flavor profile. It's all in, personal taste. So if you enjoy it, great. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, for me personally, that's not where my tastes lie. Real quick, just a quick, shall we say, history or background on tequila. Tequila, to be called tequila, has to be distilled in Mexico. You cannot distill it outside of Mexico and legally call it tequila, because it's not. But it's also even further refined from that. It's primarily in the state of Jalisco. That's the J pronounces an H in Spanish. There are some surrounding cities within surrounding states that are also included in the geographic area of qualifying to be tequila. Primarily, the reason being is it also has to be made strictly from blue agave. Now, mezcal can be made from other things, and that's one of the things that differentiates mezcal from tequila. But tequila is very specific. It has to be made from the blue agave. Now, the blue agave, depending on where it grows, outside of Jalisco or even within Jalisco, certain areas, soil conditions will vary a little bit. You know, the acidity, some other things, they impart certain aspects to the flavor profile. Now, it's hard enough to tell because there are only a limited number of distilleries, but many, many brands. So what that means basically is that distilleries will distill different brands, but the formula that you get to it, the blue agave, how long it's aged, where it's grown, how it's prepped before it goes into the distillation process, all these number of things impact the flavor. The other thing that people may not be aware of, or you may not be, is that a lot of tequila is actually bottled in the United States by brands, different brands here. I think Bowman's is one of them. There may be a number. They bottle the tequila, but they have to buy it in Mexico where it's distilled, and then it's bulk shipped and then bottled here in the States. So, but again, what you're getting is you are getting the distilled tequila from Mexico, so it can be called that. It's another reason you'll hear me talk about craft distilled tequila in Connecticut. Can't have it. It's one of those things. It's like Scotch, okay? Scotch has to be made in Scotland. You make it anywhere else, it's not Scotch. It may taste like it, but it's not. Okay, legally, it has to be made there to be called Scotch. Little history, little legalities that for you to know. So let's go ahead and launch into our tasting. I have a little bit of each. This is also the second take on this video. I did one and I went somewhere. I don't know. It happens. And I don't have the opportunity, the way I shoot these, to edit them very much. So, anyway, we reshoot. Gives me another chance to drink some more tequila. Oh dear. The sacrifices I make. So, anyway, let's get started. Normally I keep this in a fifth. And yes, it's my bottom line. This is the baseline. It's very much like when I talked about vodka with Svedka. Except I will drink this straight sometimes because I'm on a limited budget sometimes. And it's only like about $21, $22 for a fifth. Of course, I got a nip at the moment. And this is Jose Cuervo Silver. Especial. Now, there are some higher grades of Cuervo, like Tradicional, which I've had. It's good. It's a step up, but with the step up comes a step in price. It's really not that bad. Okay, I won't say it's super smooth. It's not. But you know, when you're working with a limited budget, hey, you drink a lot of things. I draw the line at kerosene. Speaking of which, that's the cheap stuff like Olay and Montezuma thing. That's the ones that give the reputation of, gee, tequila tastes like kerosene. Well, that does. This doesn't. Okay, you know, you can shoot this, or like I do, I sip it. I put it in a shot glass and sip it when I'm watching TV or whatever. I enjoy it. If I'm going out somewhere, I will like order a double shot in a brandy sifter sometimes. I just like my tequila. I like it and I like to enjoy it over time. I enjoy the taste of good tequila. Now, I would not order a double shot of Cuervo in a brandy sifter. That's kind of sacrilege. So anyway, Cuervo. It's not bad, okay? It's got a little more burn. It's a little bit of burn, and it hits you about mid palate and into the throat. Not bad. I mean, it's not like you'd be breathing fire or anything, but it's there. And so that's what you get at that price range as a rule. And I say as a rule because there's exceptions to every rule, which takes us to our next. Now, again, I should point out that these are aligned by price, not necessarily by quality as the taste test goes through. But we perceive things by price for quality, and sometimes that's not always true. Okay, I bought this. I ran into this at the liquor store on Friday. I was coming back from a Friday happy hour review. I stopped to get some tequila because I wanted to do a tasting video. I had not seen this before. It's called Dolce Vita. It's organic, as you might can see right here, and it's sustainably produced. It's 100% pure agave, which it has to be, actually, to be tequila. I say it's handcrafted. It is distilled in Mexico. It's brought up to Texas, where it's sold by a company from Texas. Dolce Vita Spirits in Austin. Anyway, it was $23, okay, for a fifth. Okay, they didn't have anything smaller, so for that price, I said, what the heck? We'll give it a try. I was very surprised. Pleasantly, as a matter of fact. Very smooth. It's better. If you take a lot and swallow, yeah, it'd be back here. But not much. And you get that warmth going down. And again, that's what you're looking for, the warmth going down. Is it the smoothest? No, probably not the smoothest I've had, but it's a lot smoother than you expect for the price. And if you're into organic or sustainably produced, which is not a bad idea, everybody to their own, which, you know, I enjoy it, and if it's good, certainly. I won't sacrifice if it's really horrible. That doesn't help anybody. But this is really good. So I highly recommend that you try Dolce Vita if you've got it. Give it a thought and give it a try. I'd love to get your opinions on it. And again, I'm using my sports team shot glasses, which for some reason I have a lot of. And as you know, I'm a Red Sox girl, and I'm a Dolphins girl, and I'm a Bruins girl. Bruins hockey chick. Happens to be my favorite team right now. Although my Dolphins did win today. And speaking of that, we get to the what I call the mid-range. That's my 1800, which Blanco again, silver. That's my go-to if I have the budget. I will go to the 1800 because I really like it. It's good for the money, but it's expensive sometimes for the budget that I It's around $30, give or take, for a fifth here in Connecticut. It's worth it if you have it. That's always the quote signs I put around it. If you have it. If you don't, the next thing's down. You move and what's good. I like 1800. That's a good tequila. Mm. It's very smooth. A lot less of the burn. It's actually probably these two are probably on par for the burn. Flavor's different. Flavor profile is quite a bit different. They're both good, but they're different. If I had to give the edge, I'd say this actually might be just a shade smoother on the Dolce Vita, which now I have to consider which one. Yeah, for the money. Okay, that's a different animal. Okay, we see this one's practically empty. I bought myself this for my birthday, which my budget's been tight, even though it's a business expense. This is Patron Silver. Patron is one of my two top end faves, or has been. The other's Don Julio, but they're very close, and I couldn't afford to buy both. I had this already. I love Patron. Yes, it's kind of a status symbol, drinking Patron. There's a reason. It's good. Okay. Sometimes a status symbol means it's more popular than it deserves. I'd say the Patron it deserves its reputation. And so for the Patron, it is very smooth. You get a little bit of warmth. It is straight alcohol, but more of the warmth here, very little back here. Which is what you want. Unless you just enjoy suffering, fine. You can get the really cheap stuff and go burn. And finally, this one is another new addition. I've heard a lot about it. In fact, my friend Carly, who does my nails, swears by this. And it's Casamigos, which you may or may not have heard of. That is a tequila brand that was founded by George Clooney and two of his friends. Supposedly what they were looking for was a tequila that they could drink all night, and they drank it straight, shots, all night, and not have a hangover the next day, and it would be reasonably priced. Well, everything being relative, I don't know about drinking it all night. I'm pretty sure that if you drank a whole fifth of that all night by yourself, you'd probably be feeling it the next day. Call it what you want, hangover or just tired, yeah, okay. Affordable is a relative term. It is good for a tequila that's very smooth. It's actually, it's because it's cheaper than Patron. And it's cheaper than Don Julio, some of the others. Now, again, we're not getting into the limited brands, okay? There are limited aged versions or different versions, yeah. We're talking about the general, widely available, marketed and of tequila. Okay, so special editions don't count. I found it very smooth. I understand now why it has the following that it has, but it is not what I would call super affordable. Okay, again, we're looking at my budget now. For George Clooney, he's got the kind of money. Yeah, I forgot how much he made in 2018. He didn't even do in a movie, but part of it's because he and his friends sold their brand to Diego, which is a giant. Branding or company that holds brands that we're all well familiar with. So yeah, and that's fine. At least they keep them going. But yeah, he made a fortune with us. Okay, so this is the Casamigos. It's smooth. Again, it's a different. This has got more of an earthy tequila. So it's more like, okay, the agave came from somewhere slightly different from that. It's not bad, it's good, but it's different, okay? But it does have a little bit of an earthiness to it. It was very, very smooth, okay? And again, that's what you want in a tequila. Now, you may have already seen on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I've done one recipe. So far with tequila, we'll be doing more for the holidays. I made a mule with it, which you can do with ginger beer, cranberry liqueur from Connecticut, Q ginger beer, which is made in New York, and a little Wild Moon lime. You can't have tequila without some lime. And Wild Moon, of course, same company makes the Cranberry Hartford Flavor Company just down the road in Hartford, Connecticut. Part of our craft distilling industry in Connecticut. So which turned out to be very tasty. I was surprised, happily so. Sometimes I make drinks and you never know what's going to happen. So anyway, I digress just a bit. So that's my tasting from tequilas. You will choose, obviously, you may have something I haven't tried. I'd love to hear about it if you have. If you have one you'd recommend, I will look for it when I get a chance. I in a budget, I will give it a shot. I know there's another one, Vida tequila. I'd like to try. It's available. But not where I shop. I have to go somewhere else to get it. There's a number of brands. I had one Friday night at the bar that I was at doing a Friday happy hour review. Aztec Azul. I had not tried it before. Very good. Again, you can tell the quality of the tequila either by drinking it straight, or if you have it in a margarita, it's made properly. And what do I mean by proper margarita? Basically, it is the tequila, little blue agave, and lime juice. Nothing. No sour mix. Sour mix, that's hateful. That's an insult to the tequila. Stuff is nasty. Gives me heartburn. And most people who really like tequila don't like the sour. Get real lime juice, get a little blue agave, add a little triple sec. Good stuff. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you found this useful. Please drop some comments here, or you can send me comments via email at missbree@thedarkdivarules.com, or check out my Facebook page, The Dark Diva Rules. We're on Twitter, and we're also on Instagram. Again, it's Miss Bree at The Dark Diva Rules, or The Dark Diva Rules. You'll find me. Actually, go on Instagram, hashtag The Dark Diva Rules, initial caps, and you'll find me. And please, let me know what you think. Be nice, though. Okay, you don't have to agree, but be nice, because I do screen the comments, and I'll toss you the card and the crap heap if you're going to be mean. Okay. Anyway, this is fun. Had a great time. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. We'll be hopefully doing some more before the holidays. But in case we don't, hope you have a very happy and safe holiday season. And speaking of safe, I will throw this in. You know this already, but I'm going to remind you. Be careful out there. Watch what you drink. Uber. Take a cab. Have a designated driver. Be careful. Yes, we all want to have fun during the holidays. But, you're not going to have fun if you're in an accident and you hurt somebody else or yourself, or you wind up in jail. None of those are happy outcomes. So be careful. Enjoy yourself, but have fun. Respect yourself and respect others. Okay, this is Miss Bree, the Dark Diva. Thank you for joining us. And as I always say, cheers.